Good.
Yeah, it's definitely tough times now. Different.
It's definitely recording. All right, so I gave y'all the questions, and it's we've had a lot of good little conversations along the way. It's it it's been a tough journey. It's been a tough journey for myself
If
at
only you
least.
could share some of the text messages.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Let's
I'm
not.
sure. I'm sure they'll come out.
Oh yeah, that, we gonna talk about it. Of course, I was sitting over here thinking like I was about to quit my job. Like,
Chill.
I could hear the emotions pouring out of the text too. I was just like, oh my. This was
Nah,
like
where's
he
right in the
said
middle
that.
of the
He said
workday
there
for
ain't
me.
no
I kept
emotions
I
in
kept
the
finding
text.
myself peeking at my phone. I'm like, oh damn.
nah? It was getting real. I was going through some things. All right, so we're
No,
gonna
so
start
how we
off.
want to kick? Yeah, I was gonna say, how you want to kick this thing off? Just talk about what happened today and yesterday, or do you want to kick off the first topic you got?
I mean, honestly, it
Just
doesn't
run down the
matter.
list.
I'm kind of letting it be free form, but at the same time, still having a structure. You know, we still gonna talk. I mean, we still cool with each other, so let it be free form. And then if it's that deep, we just talk about whatever. But my Clemson Tigers, they won. Unfortunately, I was very nervous. I think somebody had called me and said, "Bro, we're losing 21-7," and I tuned into the game immediately.
They
And
got
But
up.
I,
They
I
got got
Ended
figured,
it
up coming back,
28-10.
got it done.
nah. Anytime I take Cam, he's usually watching the game 30 minutes before the game even start. So
yeah, I mean, I don't watch any Clemson games. Like I'm just like, why am I going? As soon as I turn it on, it'd be like 49-7. I'm like, I'm not
I'm
watching
about to
this.
say it's a blowout usually every time I watch them. I'm like, what's
Yeah.
the point?
So, do you
Oh.
want to start off with? Do you think Clemson should be in the SEC or not in the SEC,
Uh, just
or a
to,
conference like that,
I think a conference like that, I think they
like
should.
Well, there,
such as like the Big 12, Big
there
10,
there's only two conferences better than the
They
ACC
got
in
to join the big
football.
boys in SEC.
Yeah, they got them third, right? Aren't they ranked third this year
fourth
I
right
would put
in
them
the
now.
behind the
ACC
SEC and Big Ten.
and
They're
Big
they're
Ten? Yeah,
they're number
that's
four right
true.
now. I think after the power
But
They're
rankings came out.
but I
they're
feel
better than the
like the
Big
main
12.
reason they're ranked third in the first place is because of Clemson. Like, I mean, UNC getting better because they're
Or
recruiting
you're
UNC
heavily.
is
just
so
you're
overrated.
talking about the ACC's conference in general.
Yeah,
Conference in
ACC
general.
in general. Yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought you
like
I
I
talking
feel
mean,
about.
like they're up
okay.
there
I was gonna
solely
say
because of Clemson.
because you do kind of got the Pac-12 or whatever that is that can go synonymous with the other conference, tied for I guess fourth with the ACC.
Well,
But
here, I'll make my argument, and yes, it's mostly because of Clemson. The ACC and the SEC are the only two conferences to be represented in every single college football playoff.
This is true.
That's true.
Big
I know
Ten
the
has missed.
SEC. They always got somebody in the playoffs, mainly
Big,
because of Bama. But I mean,
Big Ten and Big 12, I think, have missed two each, and the Pac-12 has missed like three or four.
how many times has how many years has the new format been in it?
I think
Like,
five,
how many times has Clemson been in it?
four.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Cam, here's my other argument. Since you are the Clemson fan,
Yeah.
why would you want to leave a conference that you guys can win and make it to the playoff every single year?
I mean, I look at it as I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, we got an easy conference. We play everybody easy." I want the naysayers to be like, "Okay, now they're playing SEC people and still doing the same thing they're doing in the ACC."
Well,
So,
I mean,
But do you
and
think that that's going to happen if you have the amount of I guess physicality every week, because the amount of players who are on a different level of physical level, mental level, top down in the SEC is going to be a big difference compared to the ACC. If you're Clemson playing NC State, UNC, Georgia Tech 3 weeks in a row, as opposed to Georgia, Alabama, Auburn in
Florida.
3 weeks in a row, is that gonna play effect into how well your team goes
because
throughout
yeah,
the
essentially
season?
getting wear down.
I don't know. I do understand what Eric saying, like just the wear on the team and stuff like that. But I don't really think it's like a bad thing. I
But
feel like
but
they can do
it
it.
might not be a bad thing. Like you might be able to like it, but you might be able to like the competition, but is that going to play an effect into actually how well the players play? Because even NFL players, I've seen a couple guys on Instagram Live after the couple days after the game, they're sitting around walking around their house with ice packs on their knees, barely able to move because of what's going on.
Football.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a physical sport in general. It don't matter what team you're gonna play. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna have some aches and pains. So, I mean,
yeah, but you look at these teams like Alabama playing teams in the preseason. The wide receivers aren't even getting hit because they're just catching the ball and they're able to outrun people. If Clemson's able to do that throughout half the season, so to speak, I mean, they're pretty fresh in terms of people not taking hits like that.
That's true. I do believe that, it would be a hard transition for them to do something like that, to just go from ACC play and not having to worry about a certain physicality, because I don't want to say, I look at it as football is football. You're going to play teams that's physical or not less physical. But, I will say that it will be a hard transition to go into that. And
I was going to say certain positions, you don't necessarily have to worry about, whether they're going to be sore or not. Like if you're on the line, I mean, or if you're a running back, you're going to get hit, there'll be wear and tear on your body. Really, the only teams that are going to get like a break really would be probably like wide receiver or like.
But do you think if they change, let's say they go to the SEC, do you think that they're going to get even better recruits into the school, or do you think that they have already made that name for themselves to where they don't need any more recruits of that 4 or 5 star caliber?
That's actually an interesting topic. Like Cam, you probably can answer this. Like as a football player, would you be looking at the conference that you're playing in terms of like selecting schools? So
yeah. That's it.
I think
notoriety.
If you're in a Power 5 conference, you're going to get the looks at no matter what.
Yeah.
But
Clemson losing out on
if you're playing on Alabama and you're getting touches and getting the looks that you need, I mean, your shots are a lot better going top 10 as opposed to if you're playing on NC State and you're a guy like Naeem Hines and you're just playing well.
Yeah, I mean,
but when it comes to Clemson, what does Clemson's recruiting class usually rank? It's usually top 5, isn't it?
Always. And this year it was actually, I think, 2.
Top 2.
Yes.
So yeah, it's not gonna make much
come on
of a
now.
difference.
We know who number 1 is.
Bama.
So I guess if you're getting those type of players in, then you're gonna be taking the same type of beatings as if you're in that conference. But it's just they're not taking those beatings because they're not in the conference. They still got the same caliber of players, which I think they'd hold their own. I don't know if they'd make the championship every year, like the playoffs every year, like Alabama is. Alabama's has that name for God. How many more years has Alabama held that name more than Clemson?
That's true.
Right.
Okay.
Cam, what if Notre Dame were to join the ACC permanently? Does that give it a pretty big leg up?
Dude, Notre Dame hasn't even made the college playoffs.
They have actually.
There's one time, right?
Yeah, it was once.
Yeah.
But then
they got smoked in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got beat by Clemson.
Yeah, they got killed. But that was when they had Will Fuller. But
I'm just saying Notre Dame is in the same caliber as a Florida, Auburn, Michigan.
I guess the problem with these conferences is the people can't make it every year. Alabama's gonna make it every year, so then therefore either Georgia barely makes it or they don't make it, so that cuts them out. No one from the ACC is making it except for Clemson. And then you got Ohio State's conference that includes Michigan State and Wisconsin maybe.
And Ohio State's still the only Big Ten team to ever make the playoff.
But those other teams, those are the only couples that are giving him a run for their money. So if you got that in it, does that mean, hey, we need to extend these playoffs to 6 teams where 1 and 2 get a bye, and then 3 through 6 get a playing game for the semifinals, or B, you have an 8-team playoff where 1 plays 8 and so on. So I mean, you act like you're going to expand it.
Well, if you were to expand, what I would like to see make the conferences matter a little bit more if you do expand it to 6, you got to do the 5 Power 5 conference winners plus the best non-Power 5 team.
So in terms of this year, like I got a guy from work. His son is the starting quarterback for Coastal. They're ranked number 14 right now. Let's say Coastal goes undefeated. Are they even in consideration to be able to play for that? Because they've been blowing people out.
In a 6-team, yes.
This year, I think they will. I will say that this year
because of all the COVID stuff.
Yeah, I think this year.
Coastal's issue though is Cincinnati and BYU are both ranked higher and play harder teams.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you have the argument of why even be in the ranking system if you can be in consideration for a national championship.
It's true.
I feel you. All right, so let's round it out and just I guess answer the question. Do you think Clemson should leave the ACC to get more competition? Eric, what you thinking?
I say yes.
All right, man.
Man, I don't want them to just because they play the teams that we like and that are local to us. But in terms of the program, I think yeah.
I would.
They shouldn't leave in basketball. There's some trash in basketball.
Yeah, basketball. They ain't even in the
All right, Matt, what you think?
I say no. I mean, if you can win the ACC and make the playoff every year, why even bother?
No. I get that.
Competition-wise, they're talking about to get better competition.
No, I'm just saying to prove a point. Clemson, if Clemson's going to be that powerhouse conference like at Alabama, they should move to a conference with like Ohio State or something. I get difficult with travel and everything, but if you could prove that, then it proves a lot more. I agree with what you're saying though. Why leave the conference when you can make it every year?
I still say no, even if you're just going to look at the competition, because I would still argue that the ACC has been the third best conference in football the last 5 or so years since the playoff has started, and I know Clemson's kind of had a stranglehold on that. Maybe that's more just because Clemson's that good. Like in previous years, does Miami get more consideration, or when they played Clemson and got blown out? That's
hard to say. Clemson destroyed Miami. I watched that game too, and I was really disappointed. I was like, "This looking like this would be a good game on paper."
I think the last really good game that Clemson had against a super top-ranked team that was like possibly going to be in contention for the championship was against Louisville when Deshaun Watson and Lamar played. I mean,
that was college game day.
We all know how that went crazy.
Bro,
that was an insane game.
Yeah, that kid should have jumped over him, but he went out of bounds.
Anyway, the top 5 games in the last 5 years for our generation to watch. I mean, we can obviously name ones from years back, but that's probably one of the best games I've ever seen in college football.
Yes,
no doubt.
In terms of raw talent, especially at that position.
No doubt at all.
All right, guys. I think we wrapped that question up. So you know where we're going next here. So I'm going to go ahead and sling right into it. All right. I'm going to ask everyone, Kevin, you're involved in this too. Is Cam Newton an elite quarterback now or before? And with his 1-year deal, coming up soon, where do y'all see him going?
He ain't been the same since college. That's all I'm going to say.
You said what?
What did he say?
He hasn't been the same since college.
You think Cam's been the same since college?
He has not been the same.
Has not been the same.
He had a hell of a college season, at Auburn.
Man,
anybody want to start?
Listen, you look back 6-7 years ago at what a highlight tape consists of, and even the style of music that they put over top of the highlight tape was completely different because the type of players were completely different coming out. They don't even make highlight tapes like that anymore. Like Lamar, like you don't really see a highlight tape of him coming out of college like you did with Cam Newton, just because the quarterback position was a lot harder to get a hold of, in my opinion.
This is true.
So
when we talking elite, Cam, elite, are we talking overall game, or are we talking just like elite aspects?
Elite
of
aspect.
Cam? Elite aspect.
So
Okay.
we're not
Certain
just talking.
aspects of Cam's game, I think are elite. Like his athleticism, I will put it up there as well as
Dude,
his
he's an
legs.
elite
But in terms of
athlete. Period.
Absolutely, yeah. Period.
yeah,
He's an elite
that's not
athlete.
even
Period.
a
He's in the top.
question.
He's in the top
yeah,
0.01
quarterback
of elite
ability,
athletes.
I can't rank him up there. I can't because
But
like statistic wise, he's been like bottom third.
Cam, what would you classify as an elite quarterback? Is it the top
Yeah.
5 guys in the NFL, top 8 guys, top 10 guys? What's an elite quarterback?
Man, I'm gonna sound like I'm reneging on everything I said, but I look at elite as just an overall presence to the game. Like I look at if you take that person out of the game, will the team still win?
So the way I look at it is this year, if I was talking to my father-in-law about this actually today, I said just because you were elite last year does not give you the title to be elite the next season. So for instance, last year during the season, I think for a full season, in order to be elite, you have to prove what's needed to be proven in the games that matter. Lamar last year, he did not prove against the Chiefs when they played them, except for the second half. They lost by 3. He lost. And then against the Titans, the other important game of the season in the playoffs, he lost. He lost big and bad. And then today, and then also against Kansas City this season, man, he sucked. And he had points where he played well, but he was not elite. So I wouldn't even say, even the MVP from last season, I don't think he's elite right now. He has not proven himself to be that.
I feel you. I do think they've kind of
And they're
shied away.
5-2.
Yeah, and I think they've shied away to using Lamar the same way they used him last year, also though. And I will say, just to add on to this, because last year was all about Lamar too, but I don't know if he really lost that Titans game. I feel like he got out-coached that game.
No, dude, he had players like me and you've been talking about. He probably had 6 players that had tip passes that were dropped, or I think 1 or 2 intercepted. But in terms of like today, like him, J.K. Dobbins, and Gus Edwards all rushed for 50-plus yards before halftime. That's a rare thing for 3-plus players to do that.
Yeah.
But like things like that, like when they have weapons like Hollywood Brown, Willie Snead's all right, Miles Morgan's all right, Devin Duvernay is really fast, and then Mark Andrews, who's obviously a top 3 tight end in the league. He should have a lot more passing yards. Granted, we had 2 O-line go out in the first half, I believe.
Yes, he got
but
carted
still,
out.
man, if you're going to be the MVP, you're going to have to be putting up numbers like Mahomes the next season to be considered, the same elite player that you were the previous season.
You got to be putting up numbers like Russ this year.
Hard.
Russ is cooking this year.
You ain't lying. I got DK Metcalf in my fantasy.
Tyler
so
Lockett last week, DK Metcalf this week.
Yeah, I know. But Cam, to answer,
DK Metcalf looks like Megatron.
Yeah, get in here, boys.
DK might honestly be the next Megatron, but
he's definitely proven himself, like in terms of that raw talent. Like we saw with the chase down last week, man. That's not just a wide receiver thing to do. Like that's just a pure beast at work.
All right. So,
but Cam, to answer your question, I think Cam Newton has been elite 1 year of his professional career, and that was his MVP season.
2.
I don't know if I give him 2 because for me, I classify as elite as the top 5 guys on any given year.
It's possibly not 2 in a row. Maybe his freshman or sophomore year coming in terms of
his rookie year,
like in terms of the expectations for a rookie or a sophomore. But
okay,
obviously his MVP season, but his rookie or sophomore year, in terms of what the expectations is for that player, I think you can consider that an elite season. But in terms of back-to-back seasons, we've never seen Cam make the playoffs back-to-back. We've never seen Cam bring the Panthers to a back-to-back winning season, period. I think two or three seasons total, Cam has had a completion percentage over 60%, which that's not a good number to have if you want to be elite. If you want to be elite quarterback, you need to be an accurate passer, not just a solid athlete in terms of passing. And I see Cam getting frustrated here, so come on, hit me with that.
Hey, Cam, I will give Cam Newton some credit after that fumble today. You could see it in his face that he was so pissed that happened to him at the end of that game today.
Oh yeah, that was a great. He played way better.
He played decently.
Yeah,
I didn't
watch, but he looked like he played okay.
60-something yards.
Oh, I send it to you because I got him. I got on my fantasy. I got on my fantasy team, so y'all know.
On the bench. You got on the bench or starting?
Yeah, 15 for 25, 174 yards, and he had 9 rushes for 54 and a touchdown. And he got it out to, and then he had the fumble that really broke the game.
That was a big play. That's the play that hurts.
Yeah, but it's not normal for him to fumble. That's what really got me.
And you could see it after he did that though. He was so pissed. Like
no, but I will say, the weather was terrible today.
Yes, everywhere.
Were they playing in Buffalo or Foxborough?
They're playing in Buffalo. It's similar weather there, windy and wet.
Yeah,
I saw the Cleveland game today. Some kicker hit a 30-yarder. It was going dead center, and the wind took it 10 yards wide.
Insane.
I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, you can't blame him for that.
So you're looking at he has the ball in Buffalo territory. He has the ball at the Buffalo 19.
Yes.
That's in the red zone. That's prime time. I got to hold on to the ball. I don't need to extend the play because I have a kicker that can make the kick.
And send it overtime.
So if you're going to have the trust in Cam, you got to say, hey, if the ball's in your hand, I know you're not going to turn it over right here, and we can rely on our kicker.
I get that, but that's unlikely. Personally, I've never seen where Cam got hit and he fumbled the ball. For all those QB runs he's done in Carolina, that was not the first thing that come to my head. Like, oh, I hope he doesn't fumble.
No, I don't think.
No, never.
Usually when you get in the red zone, he's taking that in.
Yeah.
So I think that was just a bad case of not he had what he used. Not that he had what was coming to him, but you're gonna play with fire in that area. You're gonna get burnt essentially. I mean, you're playing in bad weather. It's wet. And you're running it with your quarterback. Why not hand it to one of your running backs who also ran for over 100 yards today and a touchdown?
I mean, I get it.
I think all this talk is getting into his head too. Like the fact that everybody's talking about, is he elite? He's not performing well. Cam, I feel like the days and the games he plays the best is the days where he's got, that big smile on his face.
He's playing with joy.
He's performing.
Thank you.
Yeah, when he plays with joy, like he just goes nuts. But times like this where he's potentially in the situation where he could potentially lose his starting role. He's got people, that's in his ear talking about, he's no longer elite. And I feel like, all this is kind of affecting his game. So
it is, and I remember.
I think that's what's affecting him as well.
I remember after his MVP season, like watching that next season where everyone was like, the Panthers are going to do it again, and they struggled. I just remember watching Cam that season, and he played like he wasn't enjoying himself, and that
was not having fun.
And for Cam, he needs to enjoy himself.
Yep.
And B, he needs to play with passion. I think at points this year he's played where he doesn't look like he has a lot of passion. I think he showed some passion today. Watching that press conference after the game, he was so pissed. He was showing that he was passionate, and he knows he messed up.
Yeah, he's too focused on the fact that he's got to perform. Like, I feel like he needs to just, relax, play his game, find that joy again, find that love that you got for the game. And then, hopefully that'll kind of turn his numbers around. Because me personally, I noticed that's when he's playing at his best, when he's like, smiling, talking trash.
As for where he's going to be next year.
Yeah, I was about to get into that.
Unless he turns it around, I don't see him getting something outside of a backup role for like a Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson or a Kyler Murray, a guy who they have an offense that fits Cam.
Also, one thing I seen today was So aside from Cam had, I'm looking at stats right now. Cam had 9 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown. That's pretty good with the long rush of 19 yards. That's a solid run for a quarterback. I think we all can agree. With the other running backs combined, they had 22 carries for 128 yards. I think that's damn good for any team who's going to run the ball 24 times and get that much production with the situation they're in. The problem is you're looking at 10 incompletions off of 25 passes, so 15 completions, and there's no touchdowns thrown there. That's a problem. I don't know if he had any passes that were thrown in the red zone or anything like that. But he's missing Julian Edelman.
Top 2 guys
he's missing
N'Keal
Harry, and that's a problem. So for today, I think he did what he could. Granted, the stats don't really prove any justice there.
The Bills are a good team.
But he is getting help from his running game. I think that's been consistent, at least for most of these games this season, from what I've seen. Whether it's Sony, Harris, or Burkhead producing on anything they can, he does need some help with the receiving. But I don't think that takes away from the fact that he's still not elite to where he was in 2015. There's no way that you can consider that being elite, especially when you look at weeks where Rodgers has everyone and then he loses everyone. He can still produce numbers where he has 4 or 5 touchdown passes.
Got to be able to take chicken shit and at least make a chicken salad.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know.
I said weird. There's a saying that say you got to be able to take chicken shit and at least make a chicken salad. In other words, you got to be able to take nothing and make something
salad.
out of it.
I didn't know what
they used to say that about Tom Brady. Give him anybody.
Here's another
but
question.
At least, not counting last year though. Last year Brady was not good.
Here's another question I posed off of that. Do you think a guy like Joe Burrows would be a lot more successful in New England than Cam?
Yes.
I don't know because I feel like Joe Burrow they don't have a line, dog. Like 2 of their linemen got hurt today, so it was just like, bro, what are they supposed to do? Like it's just like everything on offense is crumbling for them. Yeah,
but I'm saying that guy coming out of LSU, he brought them to the national championship. Now LSU's like 2-3 or 2-4, and they just lost to Auburn.
No, but interesting trivia. I don't know if you guys knew this about Joe Burrow, but that season he didn't take any classes. Like, and he already knew he was going to Cincinnati, and he was studying the playbook the whole time. So that whole season was just dedicated to football. So
yeah, but at the same time, I mean, if you know you're going to one team and they're a trash team with no line, you still got to perform. I mean, it's not like
Burrow's going to be.
It's not like you're given. It's not like you're given the weapons that are on the Chiefs, which we all know everyone's going to perform a little bit better with that. But it still takes a talent to do it every single week. But to do it on Cincinnati's, Cincinnati's putting up points every week. It's not that. It's like with the Patriots, the defense is struggling right now. So.
Well, defense was pretty good today. They kept the
today.
To...
Dude, they let Denver fucking stomp on that ass.
Well, was Denver his 3-pick game, or was that who was his 3-pick game again?
I think it was either Denver or the last week. Who was last week? Was Denver last week?
Nah, San Francisco was last week.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
San Francisco was last week. I had the 3 picks.
Because anytime a QB turns the ball over 3 times, the defense doesn't have a lot going on.
Dude, today Lamar turned the ball over 4 times. So
after I saw that pick 6, I was like, come on, dog.
The fact that the fact that Baltimore could have won the game in the last play of the game, there's a lot of shit that went on that game that I don't agree with. And I've talked to people who like Pittsburgh, and they kind of are in the same boat. It's the way the NFL is now. They're going to call how they want to call and not necessarily do it whenever they feel is right. But
yeah, I saw the same thing with the Green Bay game.
The fact that they were within 4 points with 4 turnovers and the defense had a pick 6 and then a field position of the 12-yard line to score for that, and they were 1 play away from winning at the end of the game. That's crazy. So I don't think necessarily turnovers are going to be the end-all, do-all, because you see Josh Allen and Russell Wilson and XYZ have 2 interceptions, 3 interceptions a game, and it doesn't necessarily cost them the game. But if you're going to get beat like the Patriots did against the 49ers last week with 3 turnovers, that's a problem.
All right, let's reel it
I think
back
we've kind of
in.
beat it into the bush.
Yeah, let's reel it in. So what do y'all see? Because Matt, you said you see him being a backup. Where is anybody else see?
The way he's playing right now.
So
Okay.
who could you see him starting
A backup
for, Cam,
on
if
any
he's not
team,
for New
Matt?
England?
Would you say he's a backup on every team in the NFL?
But here's the thing. It's like a lot of these teams that are really struggling right now, you look at a New York Jets. New York Jets aren't going to sign him because they're looking like we can get Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields or get somebody like that.
Justin Fields has been turning up this year.
Yeah.
That's what those teams are looking at. You got to look at I mean, maybe like a team like Minnesota. Would Minnesota take a shot on Cam?
I'm looking more like right now. I'm looking at Dallas.
Isn't that inconsistent?
You think it's Dallas?
Can't. I think Dak Prescott's proving how valuable he was.
I mean, I understand that, but depending on this injury, we're going to see.
Dak Prescott is
Dak's gonna be all right.
Without Dak, they've only put up like maybe over 7 points one time.
Yeah, but they saw Andy Dalton and then he gets hurt. So I mean,
the Dak Prescott injury though, yes, it was very, very bad, but we're not looking at a Teddy Bridgewater injury or an Alex Smith injury. From what I've heard, there's no complications from the surgery. Like he got the surgery, he's out for
all right
8 to 12 months.
Who else could y'all see Cam starting for?
The Browns.
Or also hang on. For also, I don't think we've debunked Cam's position on why he thinks Cam's elite, because I think we have all said why he is, why he isn't. But
bro, I'm just not gonna let it go, man. I'm so biased against Cam. I'm real.
So,
I'm a realist. I do look at the stats and I do understand that like this year he's not playing like he's worthy of his MVP of 2015.
So you think it's safe to say that we can't consider Cam elite until he's proven us otherwise.
Yeah.
Until then, he's just not in that category yet.
He's not there right now.
Yeah, or anymore. Yeah,
he's not there right now.
That's all I think we're really saying. Like we just haven't seen anything from him now.
I mean, in the text messages, I wasn't gonna let y'all win, so I mean, it doesn't matter. But I was just letting y'all it know.
I mean, I look at Brady. Do y'all think Brady's still elite?
Who?
Wait, Matt said something. What'd you say?
Y'all think Brady's still elite?
He's saying we can't sway your opinion. We get that's your boy, but at the end of the day, you can't you can't just say one thing when clearly it's another.
Oh no, I mean you can. I was just being ignorant. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it's called being delusional.
And at this point, it's a tough pill to swallow. But I think we've all agreed that
I was just being ignorant.
He could possibly get there once again, but the likelihood of it happening is a lot more slim than when he was on Carolina, and the track that he's on is unlikely.
Injuries taking a toll.
Honestly, I honestly just as a person, I just feel so sorry for Cam because like I know like he has to be like feeling and sensing the pressure because coming in as a number 1 overall pick, physically he's
how many times has that happened?
Yeah. Some people can step up to the plate and some people can't, and I don't think Cam's that person. I don't.
How many times has number 1 picked in the past 10 years? Can we pull up who the past number 1
has been a number 1 overall pick that has lived to like the height, like a who?
I mean Andrew Luck, but obviously injuries ruined
he had to end his career early, because.
But I mean, while he played, you're talking about a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, he was having a good season, despite the fact that he was constantly getting hit. But
I'm pulling this up right now.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing
because this is actually really interesting.
Kyler looks like he could do it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's got
the weapons around
him that helps a lot.
See, that's all I've been saying.
No, but Cam was given that at one point.
Wait, all right. So that's the part where I'm stuck on. Where was he given?
He was not given a D-Hop. But even you said that he was given a core in the year that he went to the Super Bowl that could have done it, and they didn't. But at the same time, you got to look at what he did with his legs that year. And then after that, what happened?
After that, I think he just lost his confidence because it's
Lost
one of
confidence.
those.
Hey,
Yeah,
he
he
lost
lost
his
it.
love. He lost the love for it.
I look at the whole idea of how like he went from. I think they probably went up to him and was like, "Hey, you got to be professional now. Like, ain't no more of this dancing, none of that. Just score a touchdown. That's it. No more personality." That's basically what it was.
But the same situation is in effect right now for Kyler and Lamar, and Russell Wilson's even still doing a little bit of it. He's even given more receivers like that who were given like that. But
I mean, but with Russell Wilson, no one expected Doug Baldwin and Tyler Lockett to be top receivers.
I mean, they've just kind of developed into that.
How much of that is Russell though?
I think a lot.
Russell, Pete Carroll, I said the coaching.
Yeah, the coaching.
It all goes down into all that stuff.
But you can't put that into the coaching staff in the same light as Cam, because he's been given the essentially what we've been told the best coaching staff period in terms of history.
Yeah. I think personally
that's what we've been told.
They were given the best defense in that year, that Super Bowl year also.
All right, y'all want to hear these top picks?
I gotta hear this.
All right, we got Joe Burrow. I think he's proven to what he's been. I don't think he's been a bust.
Right now, especially playing for
currently, I think everyone votes he's been what he's been put out.
He's been a number one overall.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, I think
number one overall.
He's proven that as well. Baker Mayfield.
No, boy, get him out. Get him out.
Highly bust.
I'm surprised he has as many ads as he does.
Myles Garrett has proven what he's been. Other than Myles Garrett, Jared Goff, I think he's been average.
Not number one overall, but a first rounder. He's proven to be a first round QB.
Top 5, yeah. His rookie season was horrible.
Here's one for you.
But that was Jeff Fisher.
That was
Jeff Fisher. Exactly. I was like, that was
Jameis Winston.
Boy, he throws straight to the defense.
Well, hang on. Here's my thing with Jameis.
Next.
He couldn't see for the first 5 years of his career. He got his vision repaired. I want Jameis to get another shot.
How come all of a sudden that story leaked out once we started getting the numbers? Oh yeah, my vision was.
He said, "If I'll be the best passer in the league."
The finals when LeBron lost, all of a sudden, I was playing with a hurt shoulder.
Here we're gonna do 6 more. Jadeveon Clowney.
Honestly, I thought he was great. No, I don't think he was a bust. I think once injuries happened,
average.
I just thought he went to. I thought
number 1 pick. He's irrelevant right now, and he's only drafted in 2014.
I think he was. I think he was personally great. I think
he was great for like 2 years.
Yeah, and then he just. I don't know what happened. It's like they changed his position. Like he got hurt.
Dude, no way. They put him in a system.
How many people have we marked down for legit number 1 pick that's having a good season?
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Myles Garrett, Kyler Murray, and
Garrett, Burrow, and Kyler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, Jadeveon Clowney, there's no way in hell, because he was put into a system where he did not have to be the number 1 guy. He was put with J.J. Watt, who is a proven number 1 guy on a team. There's no way he was
injuries. After he hurt himself, it just kind of like
fair. That's fair. He had injuries, but
Cam, injuries do factor into being a bust.
That hurts.
It does.
Okay.
That's usually one of the number 1 reasons.
So we'll scratch the Jadeveon Clowney for now. He had a great couple of years. I'll give him that. He was fantastic for a couple of years. Eric Fisher. Where's Eric Fisher right now?
Is that a lineman?
So offensive tackle.
I hate to say
not a number 1 overall, but I think he has been a good offensive tackle, but not what you want from number 1 overall.
Here's the next 4 that are going to be big. They're all quarterbacks. Andrew Luck, 2012. I think
Yeah.
he was one of the closest things that was drafted to like an Aaron Rodgers type of guy since Aaron Rodgers had been drafted.
I think Andrew Luck, yes, his career ended shortly, but when he was healthy, he was a top guy.
He was elite, yeah.
Yeah, so we can mark him off as he was considered number one, worth the number one
pick.
For when he was in the league. Then we have Cam Newton.
Let's go. Yes.
So
his rookie year, bro. He was the
rookie year was good.
I think his rookie year from where they were at, they needed a number one pick. So his rookie year was a lot better than where the year was before. Then his sophomore year was a little bit better.
Quarterback at the time before he got there?
Jimmy Clausen was doo-doo.
I don't even know.
He went to Notre Dame, man. He was the guy in high school that he had the golden arm. He was supposed to be so good.
We remember.
Hey, say something nice about Cam Newton. Say something nice about Cam Newton. He was the number one overall pick.
Yes. In the first game of the season, having over 400 passing yards, I was like, this dude is going to be the best ever.
I fully believe that was a well spent pick.
I think especially with obviously you have to play into part fans' analysis, everyone's expectations of him. His freshman, sophomore, and 2015 season were the best 3 seasons that you can put together for him, hands down, based on the expectations. Everything else other than that, if they did not make the playoffs and everything, was a letdown. But in terms of a true number one overall pick, I don't know if I can say it was one of the best ever, but I think it was worth the number one pick at the time. Who else could you put above him at that time?
That time? I don't know.
I don't think
who else was in his draft class?
I was gonna say, who else was in that draft that was
you might have a guy like a J.J. Watt or something like that, but
hang on, I'm pulling it up.
Quarterback, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, we gotta reel this one in, man, because we still got like 6 more questions left.
That's fine.
This
was the longest one.
You knew this was what it was gonna evolve around. That's the whole reason we started this podcast.
Oh, here's one for you. Y'all ain't gonna like this. I'm pulling it up in a big screen.
Can you share your screen on this?
I'm on an iPad. All right, you ready?
Let's see it.
So, Cam Newton. Then number 2 was Von Miller.
Okay.
Eric's gonna kill himself when I get to this. Number 3 was Marcel Darius to Buffalo. That was a defensive tackle.
He kind of busted.
Cincinnati drafted AJ Green, number 4.
Okay, he wasn't good in Georgia.
But he's been irrelevant the last 5 years, 4 or 5 years, in my opinion.
The only relevancy I remember is because he got into a fight with
Ramsey. I went to
Ramsey,
Ravens games 5, 4, and 3 years ago, and AJ Green didn't play in a single game. They played against Cincinnati. But
Ben, who was the first quarterback taken after Cam? Like,
hang on. I'm getting there. You're gonna kill yourself. Number 5 was Patrick Peterson from Arizona.
That was a good player.
He went to LSU.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Oh.
Sorry.
Patrick
and then here's where Eric's really gonna kick himself. Atlanta drafted Julio Jones.
That's my dude. Y'all know.
Wait, AJ Green went before Julio Jones. I didn't know that.
He killed the Panthers. He always kills the Panthers too. Even Steve Smith brought it up. He's like, "Why do y'all always turn up against my team?" Good.
I'm not done yet.
You know how I feel about Julio.
So San Francisco grabbed Aldon Smith, irrelevant. No. Tennessee grabbed Jake Locker, irrelevant.
No. That dude
that's the QB. That was a bust. That guy's a bust.
I'm almost there. Dallas grabbed Tyron Smith, irrelevant right now.
Hey, that's a Hall of Famer.
Relevant right now. Jacksonville grabbed Blaine Gabbert, and then last but not least, Houston grabbed J.J. Watt at number 11.
I told you J.J. Watt. I said J.J. Watt.
J.J. Watt wasn't that draft. Okay.
So in terms of quarterbacks that year, yes, Cam was the best pick. Was that the absolute best thing that they needed? I don't know because I was not a big Panthers fan. But in terms of longevity,
was Cam the best player in that draft?
Julio or JJ would have been the best option. Even Von Miller.
But then they would have been.
Despite his injury.
I would still say Cam was the number one pick because QBs get that QB bump so that
they always get. It's always because college football. Usually the people that shine are the quarterback.
Yeah, they got the Heisman.
It's always the quarterback.
This mug in college. This mug in college had 30,000 yards, 184 touchdowns, and 115 interceptions. That's what the stats on this sheet says. Cam
did.
He only played 3 years. How does he have 30,000 yards?
First of all, he played off 4 years actually.
How does he have 30,000 yards? 30,000 yards is.
It says on this thing.
Yards is averaging 9,000 yards a season.
It says on this thing that he had.
What source are you using?
4,100 attempts. I'm using the ProFootballReference.com.
Pro Football Reference.
That's gotta be his pro. That's gotta be his pro stats.
It might be.
That over 3 years.
There's no way a college guy has ever hit 30,000 yards.
I don't know.
That don't sound right.
I might just be reading off a weird chart. It might just be pulling from a full section of what they've done. It might be
his career.
All right, let's wrap this up. Yeah, let's move on because I feel like that was a whole.
We spent like an hour.
We knew that was the big one.
That's fine.
That was the big one. Everything else is kind of.
That for last.
I thought I just want to get straight.
No, we gotta be fresh.
I had to go straight into it. That was fresh on my mind.
I would say that for last because that was gonna take up most of the discussion.
All right, question 3: do you think the Rockets' play style will become normal? And is this isolation play style effective? Why or why not?
Yeah, I was thinking about this today. I think honestly, as little NBA as I watch, I know enough that the Rockets need a role player, not necessarily a primary role player, but a secondary role player, whether it be rebounds or blocks or something. I don't necessarily know what they have right now that produces that, but until they get another guy that can be that secondary role player, then it's not going to work permanent. It might work until they get to the playoffs, but once you get to the playoffs, I don't know what happens.
Yeah, I agree. To add on to Ben's point, I don't think isolation basketball is winning basketball. Can any of y'all name a team that's played ISO ball that's won a championship? And I think I know what y'all about to say.
I was about to say.
Michael Jordan. Are you talking about Michael Jordan?
Yeah, I mean they didn't. They played the triangle.
Did y'all watch the documentary? The man had to learn the triangle and had to pass the ball. He wasn't winning. He did have to pass against like guys like Detroit. And, like the other teams that play team basketball. Playing the ISO ball, it can only get you so far. Like Ben said, it might get you to the playoffs, but once playoff time runs around, that's really when teams start to play defense on you, and they can lock down, an ISO score eventually. I just don't think it's winning.
My answer to the question.
If LeBron had a chase down block in every single game in the playoffs that they produce, a replay on highlights that we as the fans see, and it's really that important. Why do we not see 82 more of them every single a highlight tape of 82 of his chase down blocks in every single game if it's that important? Like in terms of being a blocker, a rebounder, or whatever, that specific role is not gonna you're gonna have to have that specific role to win a championship, or else you're out of luck.
Go ahead, Matt.
Sorry, Matt.
So no, all good. It's all about finding your time with these things. My thought is,
I agree.
My thought with the Rockets play style, teams are going to try and replicate it, and they will fail miserably because the Rockets succeed in the regular season because they have James Harden, who is the number 1 or number 2 ISO player in NBA history.
Who's number 1? Who could replace him?
Michael.
Okay,
Michael Jordan.
That's why I say number 1 or number 2 ISO player.
Kobe was a pretty good ISO player too.
I would maybe put Kobe 3. I think Kobe is
not as effective as the two of them.
Kobe is a better overall player than James Harden by a long stretch. but James Harden's a better ISO player.
Yeah, I'll give you
But I think teams will try the Rockets approach, and I think they will fail miserably. I think we're looking at 20 and 60 records if you try that wittout
two of the top 10
Really?
superstars in the league for that position.
Yeah,
without
think
no
about
way.
it. Not everybody
top
has that
ISO
type
guy.
of player.
I mean, I'm thinking about it like you see the Nets team now. Like they could literally try to do that all over again. Like if they did that with KD, you don't think it would be effective?
What happens when they play the
KD's
Lakers or
not
the
an ISO
Clippers
guy.
or someone in
And
the
he's coming off of
playoffs?
a torn Achilles. He's coming off of a torn Achilles, Cam. He's not going to be the same player.
All right.
He's not.
What about Kyrie then? If they did it for Kyrie,
What happens when LeBron's guarding
Kyrie kind of already did that with
for
Cleveland.
40 minutes?
Didn't he kind of already do that with Cleveland?
No.
When he was by himself, when LeBron wasn't there?
I mean, to an extent.
Who they going to pass the ball to? Who they have? Tristan Thompson?
Kyrie, first off, is
they were already
massively
doing that when he was
overrated.
with Cleveland without LeBron.
Wait. I heard
And
Kyrie
you saw the
slander.
record then.
I heard Kyrie slander. Hold up.
Yo,
Hello?
hang on. Is Kev still here?
Wait, who's slandering?
Nah, Kev left. Kev left. We're good.
No, he had when
I
you
didn't
said
slander
Cam was
Kyrie.
elite,
I'm just
he was
saying I don't think
gone.
it's going to work.
Nah.
When he heard Cam was elite, he was gone.
It's a lot of Kyrie slander I just heard. But no, I kind of believe it all the way I was saying. Rockets play style, it's cool, but it's like playing with a whole bunch of 3 and D players and
James Harden.
And James Harden hoping that James
Harden
makes a shot.
And Russell Westbrook.
The personnel is important if you're going to play that type of play style. You really got to know what type of player you got and if they can, step up.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
When James Harden or Russell Westbrook is out of the game, what are you relying on?
No one.
Period.
Nobody.
Like
PJ Tucker.
like let's say James Harden fouls out with 8 minutes left, or vice versa. Russell Westbrook fouls out. What are you gonna do for 8 minutes of the game when you're down by 5 points and you still have 8 minutes of the game and James Harden has 4 or 5 fouls and there's no one else on the court but James Harden?
Yeah, and like to add to Ben's point, I mean, the team doesn't seem as engaged too. When everybody just moves out the way, watching James Harden dribble and then score, like you want to keep your team engaged so that way when times come, like everybody's gonna be ready. Like if you just sitting there watching.
Yeah, a perfect example of this, honestly, this year was the Miami Heat. Miami Heat did not have really any superstars other than
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler was good, but those other guys had to step up no matter what. Like you saw Hero step up.
You had a Tyler Hero and a Dan Adebayo.
Like guys like have to step up. But imagine if you had a not necessarily even a superstar, a guy that can produce when he needs to produce at that position.
Giannis should go to Miami.
Oh, you're saying it here first. All right.
Because I don't want him to go to Golden State because that's the whole KD thing all over again.
Golden State will be the most hated team in NBA history if Giannis goes to Golden State.
I will not watch the NBA if Golden State goes there.
Everybody's gonna hate. They already hate Golden State already for getting KD. Like if they get Giannis too, they're gonna be like, wow.
I will never respect KD because he did ruin the NBA, but he is a very good player.
I don't think KD ruined the NBA.
No, I didn't think either because if you think about it,
I think it was soft though. I think it was soft.
I think he just wanted to get one under his belt.
That's a whole different.
He wanted to get under his belt.
That's a whole different combo. I don't think that was soft. I think it was. He said, "I don't think I'm going to win here. I can be the scoring title winner 5 years in a row and still not win a title. I want a title." And I do. And
I think you were up. I wanted him to go to DC. I wanted them to go back to the Wizards.
I mean,
that would have been if they would have had John Wall playing the 1, Bradley Beal. You see how Bradley Beal's playing right now. Bradley Beal's the 2.
Dude, he's the guy. He's had to step up because John Wall's not playing.
Because John Wall's not playing, but you see what type of player he is.
And he got snubbed.
At KD, you have Marquise at the 4, and who's playing 5? Gortat. Who's the 5 during that time?
Yeah.
I think it was Gortat.
We can say
you talking about 4 years ago.
Too. They took the Celtics. How many games?
I think Eric's talking about 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was like a couple years ago.
Are you talking about the year that Paul Pierce had that stupid buzzer beater against the Celtics?
No. That was like 5-6 years ago, dude.
Was it?
I'm trying to remember. It was. Who were they playing?
Eric, it was like 5-6 years ago. But what you're talking about is like 2 years ago when KD.
Years ago.
I guess
KD
essentially 3 whole years ago, in terms of being on a different team, because he was on the Golden State Warriors for 2 years, and then
no, he's on Golden State for 3. 3 years.
KD was on there for 3.
3? I thought it was
He
only
won
2.
2 championships. He won 2 championships
2 and then lost
with
to the
Golden
Raptors.
State.
Oh yeah,
And then
because he
lost
did.
to
He
the
got
Raptors,
hurt.
yeah.
Because he got.
He got
Yeah.
hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna
Okay.
go off.
It's been-
We're gonna move on to the next one because
Matt, we were in almost high school or first year of college
We were
when
when
Paul Pierce was on
sophomore
there.
of college when
That big.
Go ahead,
signing.
Cam.
All right, we're gonna move on because we got past the Houston Rockets. It's not gonna work.
So I think we debunked the fact that you need a set secondary role in terms of rebounding or something else to make that effective for the Rockets, or another scorer or something.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody agrees on that.
Yeah, everybody's in
Yeah,
agreement.
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
I've never liked ISO ball ever.
I mean,
All right, we have Lifetime Fitness.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Unless we have Lifetime,
no. I would not play. I'd be like, no, I ain't playing with him.
Really? I mean, if I'm playing with TJ Warren, I mean. But anyway, we're gonna go with the next question. We're gonna go Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. Start,
Easy.
cut,
Easy.
bench.
Easy. Jordan start, LeBron bench, Kobe cut. RIP to him, but
oh my God,
you got number one and number 1 and number 2 basketball players.
All right.
I have to agree with that.
Okay. Start Jordan, because that dude just a killer. Especially after watching that documentary, that dude was just a different breed.
Let me do another question.
Bench LeBron, because LeBron would be a good person to come off the bench, to hold the fort and get your teammates involved right before Jordan come right back in and start killing again. And then Kobe, like Matt said, that dude is Kobe's probably the most skilled player in NBA history. Like, he's not better than Jordan, and I wouldn't. You think somebody's more skilled than Kobe?
Wilt Chamberlain.
No, that's athletic.
Wilt Chamberlain is dominant. He's like up there with Shaq. He just dominated his era.
Skilled means doing it without a dominating presence. That's skill.
Let's say Steph Curry got to the finals without. That's like Steph Curry got to the finals without Draymond Green, Sean Livingston, Klay Thompson. Yeah.
Oh, you're thinking like that. Okay.
If he was just completely put people on blast like that.
He said most. Okay. All right. Now I can see, because I was
think
like,
that's fair. But what question were you about to ask, Cam?
Game winning shot out of those 3.
Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. LeBron last for sure.
Yeah, LeBron last. Jordan.
LeBron likes to pass at the last shot.
I don't know though. It's tough though, because Kobe, he gives you that look, like like I'm gonna make this shot.
But how many shots do we remember that Kobe made that won them something? How many shots can you remember that's like Kobe made the shot to win the game, like when it mattered?
That's true. Well, I mean, the Christmas game against Miami.
That's true. I do have to. What, Matt?
I remember LeBron on Cleveland. I think it was maybe 3 years ago. We were in Charlotte during the playoffs. We were out at a bar, and LeBron.
Was I there?
It was yeah, you were there. It was all 3
of us. I'm pretty sure you were there.
We were at a bar. Raptors versus Cavaliers, and I remember I go to Eric. I'm like, LeBron's about to hit a game winner right now.
Yeah, and he did.
Literally,
like, this
buzzer beater happens. Eric's like, no way, and I'm like, he's gonna do it.
You should have bet money.
I should have.
Yeah, boy.
I just
saw
don't
that
believe in
one.
his shots.
Exactly. Yeah, But
it was the floater. It was that floater.
Oh, that floater off the backboard.
Yeah, It was so pretty, so pretty.
Man.
LeBron has made a couple questionable game winners, like that one where who did he hit it on? Was it Bradley Beal? He did like a turnaround shot.
It was against the Wizards. It was ascended to overtime.
Yeah, he banked it in. And Bradley Beal's girlfriend sitting on the sideline like, what the fuck?
I'll explain this to you. It was a 3/4 court pass to LeBron, and he catches it and shoots it from the 3-point line. It was like if you're looking at the backboard from half court, it was on the right side of the 3-point line, about like halfway out at the sideline. He fadeaways out of bounds, and that fucking shit banks out of bounds. And I'm sitting there holding my head as a Wizards fan, like you've got to be kidding me, man. I think it might have been on Christmas, and that might have just single-handedly ruined that Christmas.
No. It wasn't on Christmas because this was the game after. Remember when the Cavaliers started really bad? They had Isaiah Thomas, and then they traded their entire team at one point. So it was literally LeBron, Kevin Love, and then freaking JaMychal Green was the third best player that night.
JaMychal, who JaMychal Green is?
That's what I'm telling you.
He's a nobody.
LeBron, Kevin Love, and JaMychal Green. Those are the three best players.
All right.
And it wasn't actually JaMychal Green, but that caliber of player.
We're going to move into the next one now. It's question 5, guys. Who is the best point guard in the league?
Y'all already know what I'm going to say. Y'all already know what I'm going to say. Like you and Cam Newton, you already know what I'm going to say.
You think?
Hang on. But we talking about overall? Two-way?
Yes, overall.
Hang on. Eric, before you answer this question, are you going to answer as the scorer or overall player?
I'm gonna do overall. That's why I asked. I was like, we doing overall or just like
overall?
I know how you are.
Nah, I'm gonna say it again. I like Steph Curry because the dude changed the game. Like you look at how the NBA is played now. Nobody has ever shot threes as much as they did, since like those years the Golden State Warriors were winning championships, playing, 3-and-D basketball. Like everybody's doing it now. Centers are shooting threes now.
That's true.
In AAU, they're teaching everybody to shoot the 3-ball, solely because of Steph Curry.
All right, I want to give everybody their time on this because I'm gonna let Eric start us out.
I'm not gonna put him as my overall in the league right now. I'm gonna go with Dame.
Give us why.
I'm gonna go with Damian Lillard. I'm gonna go with Damian Lillard. Kind of like what Cam was saying. Like he steps up and wants to guard the best player. Like especially like looking like how he was going back and forth with Russ. That's like one of my favorite rivalries in the game because like they like each take turns guarding each other. And Dame I feel like it's just as dangerous on.
Dame's a freaking assassin. He's an assassin.
Yeah, he's got that Mamba mentality too in the clutch.
No doubt.
Like
I would say
that dude goes to another level.
Now, Eric, Dame's a better clutch scorer than Steph Curry. Yes or no?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
To this day.
And I'm saying this as a Steph Curry fan. He is.
That's crazy.
But look at how Dame hits clutch shots. Like he's doing this in the playoffs, and he did it twice.
Dude, but
first he did it.
I will say
who did it to first?
Houston. OKC.
OKC, yeah, it was OKC. Then he did it to
He did it Houston his rookie year.
Oh yeah.
Houston did it with OKC.
Matt's been on that since I can remember. So
he's my favorite player if you exclude Carmelo, who's very washed up.
Right, he's not washed. He's just
he had a decent.
He's old to the NBA.
To the NBA, he seems washed, but he's still Carmelo. He's still gonna give you buckets.
He's a Hall of Famer, no doubt.
Yeah, he's Hall of Famer.
All right, so who's next?
I'll just put a pin in it for me. For me, currently, it's Dame. Just the fact that he can produce on all sides of the court. He's not afraid to guard who's ready to score. In terms of anything else in the league that might compare to him, I mean, yeah, you can argue who Eric's sitting here putting up front, but it's just we haven't seen him play in a year, so currently it has to be him. I mean, I don't see another person. I mean, even Kyrie's been out for.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been
he's been irrelevant besides that 50-point game.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be Dame currently.
Either. What? Kyrie don't really play defense either, I think.
Kyrie's never been a defender.
Point guard overall, he don't have the leadership that a point guard should have either.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just going with Dame.
Yeah. Is everybody in agreement?
Yeah, I mean, I can't.
Yeah.
I think
I
everybody
want to hear
agrees with
Matt's
Dame.
take
Right-
though. I
right
want to
now
hear
it's
Matt's
Dame.
take because he actually likes Dame, for real for the long term.
Right now it's Dame. However, if we look 5 years ago, all around point guard, it was Chris Paul.
Oh, for
Oh
sure.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
agree.
He's too old. He's too old now, but Chris Paul was the last true all-around point guard. There's not a single all-around true point
I
guard
agree.
anymore in the NBA. But so right now it's Dame.
Out of everybody, would you say Chris Paul? Out of everybody that doesn't have a ring, would you say Chris Paul is the most deserving? I put him over Carmelo.
No, I put Carmelo over, but that's because I'm a huge Carmelo fan.
I can't do it. I got to put
Chris Paul is absolutely.
He's done so much for the league.
Hey, what makes Chris Paul more deserving than the ring of Carmelo?
That's a good question.
He's been on teams that have been
In contention.
ages better than Carmelo. And Carmelo's been close, but
As soon as he went to the Knicks, he got
close 1 year.
2009, but he had to run up against Kobe. 2009, they almost made it.
But what makes Chris Paul more worthy of a ring than Carmelo?
He's done more for the league. He's president of the Basketball Association. He's a great team player. Carmelo's more of an ISO scorer. Chris Paul's like, look, I'm going to get the team involved. I'm going to get everybody in there, get their numbers. But if I have to take it over, I will take it over. And he's proven that.
Eric, better all-time player, Carmelo Anthony or Chris Paul?
damn.
That's tough. That's tough.
About to take a shot at Eric.
No, it's tough because,
no, they're
Chris
close.
Paul,
They're very close.
I
actually think they're very
Chris
close.
Paul, it's close. It's tough.
It's
I don't
very
know.
close.
I mean,
I'll be honest with you. I was playing devil's advocate. I think Chris Paul over Carmelo.
I'm saying Chris Paul.
I'm gonna have to say Chris Paul.
Only because Chris
it.
Paul has played team basketball over Carmelo Anthony. I couldn't tell you a year that Carmelo Anthony was all about the team in terms of.
Exactly. Carmelo, I remember. I'm thinking back because Chris Paul, he's always team oriented. Like everything evolves around the team and the league. Like the dude was president of the Basketball Association, so he's always been about the players.
Well,
and
take
Carmelo,
take off court out. Take off court out. But I still might actually agree
even
with you.
playing basketball on the court, he's a floor general. He's gonna get the team involved. Carmelo, he comes off as like, I need to get mine. I need to get my touches.
Eric, do you have an Internet Explorer logo up on your wall?
No, it's an E. It's just the E. Don't get them. You was about to get them. You was about to get them. Chill, man.
Nah, he's not initial. Nah,
All right. Let's move on.
Let's move
but
on.
I do agree about that. That was a good one. The good CP3 over.
Yeah, I like that.
We could have another conversation about CP3 being all-time great.
We're gonna do this again, so we'll have more questions.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna add y'all again, man. We gonna keep doing this. I got questions for days. I've been doing it for weeks, and I'm already a part of another podcast, so this is normal for me. Should athletes get paid in college?
Cam,
That's interesting.
Cam, I gotta define paid. Are we talking?
Oh, I mean compensation. Like they get a check. They can put it in their bank account.
Or no, let me. So, are we talking NFL? Like you get paid X amount per game, or are we talking image and likeness?
Image and likeness.
That's a good point.
Image and likeness.
Image and likeness. Absolutely.
100%, dude. If you're paying a guy per game in college. I don't think that's realistic because you can't put a hold on that environment. Like I just don't know, man. That's just it seems too extreme.
I also think it's ridiculous how much money these coaches are making too off these players.
Right.
You got millionaire coaches making money off players that are bringing all these students to the schools because they want to see up and coming
image and likeness. 100%, dude. If you want to make money off of your Instagram or the jerseys that the team sells with your name on the back or whatever it is with your name associated with it, then I could care less. But like if you want to give
an actual paycheck,
if you want to give a guy $25,000 for going to that school for the year, nah, man. Like
it's the whole point of college athletics is you get to play a sport, but you're also going for an education. I know that's not what happens, but that's that is
Yeah.
college
Yeah.
athletics. Image and likeness, they should be able to get paid for. And I'll also argue every college athlete should get a $100 a week stipend because they're not able to have a job outside of football or basketball or soccer or badminton.
Mm-hmm.
They should have
Tell me this though.
they should have a stipend that basically lets them pay for food.
They may
Tell
some
me
they
this
basically
though.
have
If you
that.
give in players a paycheck, do you think the drive
have
is going to
that.
be there though? That's one of the things that I thought about. Like if I
I feel like it
know,
will bring more competition.
Say it
If you,
again, Cam.
I feel like
maybe,
I feel
maybe
like it would be
not.
more competition
If what?
But
if they get a paycheck. Like if you know you getting a check based on your performance, you gonna play
Based
as
on
hard as you
performance?
possibly.
No, because the thing is, yeah, you play for 3 years, but these guys are getting paid regardless whether or not they get paid in college.
Yeah.
If you're the top of the top.
Yeah, of course.
image and like, so what happens when you basically say X athlete gets X amount of money for this game? You're taking you're absolutely taking the amateurism out of college sports, and then you're making it so, you're making it so these D2, D3 colleges, these lower D1 colleges, they can no longer afford a team.
I mean, I could feel that, but isn't that what the colleges are doing? They're
do you
taking
mean?
the money from concessions, from jersey likeness, from every
That's why
game
I'm
tickets.
That's why I'm
No,
good with image
but
and
no,
likeness.
but look at a team at like I was telling you earlier, like Coastal, like they're not gonna make any money off of paying their athletes because they don't bring in that type of thing.
That type of
Like
that's true.
like if you bring
They
in
can't afford
if you're
it.
bringing a following based off of your performance, then people are like, oh shoot, I seen this guy play last week. Like I'm gonna follow him. That's obviously gonna get you more money because if you can monetize Instagram, we all know that can make money. Social media is a moneymaker. We get that. But if the school itself can't afford that, then
That's
what are you
understandable.
supposed to do?
Image
That's
and
a good
likeness,
point.
yes. Paycheck, no.
Yeah.
All right. So image and likeness, who says?
Absolutely,
I think
yes.
image and likeness for
Image.
sure.
All right. So no paycheck. All right.
Do you think a paycheck?
No, I think it's a little bit of both. I do believe what
You
Matt
think they
says.
should
It's
get
like
the allowance?
I think it's like like a stipend. Like I feel like you
But
should be able to have some money because there are football players that they don't got it. They don't know where they come from.
I think
I'm
if you give
talking-
a player a card approved for the amount of money you can spend at certain places, then that's fine. Like, like essentially like a Chipotle gift card. If you want to get Chipotle, you can spend that money. But like, if you give them a gift card that's associated with like Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, Target, whatever, like those type of places that you can spend money at to get essentials, like that's cool. But like, you shouldn't give players money that they can go spend at XYZ place that's under the wraps that might not necessarily be.
Yes.
I mean, it's
You know what
really
I'm
low
saying?
key. I'm pretty sure they do that anyway, though. Like Boosters still out here.
Yeah,
throwing money.
Yes,
we know that.
they do it. They do it under the table.
But
yes.
legally, like,
Oh yeah, that's been going around for decades.
Exactly. You're trying to figure out
100%.
Yeah.
why these
That's
players
nothing
like why do you have a
we know.
Camaro and you're a freshman in college?
I agree that they should. They obviously have their on campus meal plan that's entirely paid for. You don't eat on campus every time. Give them $50 to $100 to spend on essentials that a week. Don't give them $20,000 for a game though.
I feel you.
I agree with that.
All right. So next one, this also ties into the whole college football thing. How y'all feel about, how in the NBA, well, college basketball, like you play
could be
one
one
year,
and done.
you're there for 1 year, you gone.
Mhm.
Zion, Cam Reddish, they gone.
Dude, I think the complete this might not be the reason, but the complete development between an 18 and 21-year-old is crazy different. Like,
Especially in football.
We
Well,
could have a whole
that's all
other
I'm getting
discussion on that one and done rule.
Yeah, but I look at the whole
When it
thing
comes
of
to-
for college football, why not give them that chance? Like I look at Trevor Lawrence his freshman year, he won a
oh my
championship.
god, dude!
How-
If Trevor Lawrence
how-
was in the NFL as a sophomore, I don't know how much he weighs or how much he weighs now, but I just feel like the experience and the amount of I don't know. I just feel like that experience and
The level
the
of
amount
athleticism.
and the amount of
Go ahead,
what
Ben.
his body has
Finish your
turned
point.
into. Dude, your body's not fully developed by the age of 18. I don't even know if it's
I
developed
was
by the
gonna
age
say
of
that too.
21. But like
Well-
if he's in the league at the age of 18, maybe 19, and he's getting cracked like that,
Yeah.
that seems
I was gonna
tough,
say
man.
if you're gonna have that one and done rule with college football, like you really gonna have to train your body like probably starting at like 14.
16.
Yeah,
I mean, I
like
feel
16
you.
years old. Like, because like you look at the size of like NFL players versus the size of like college athletes.
College freshmen. Let's not.
College freshmen, yeah. By the time they're like seniors and juniors, they're probably in the physical shape that they're going to need to be in once they make it to the pros. But I mean, I feel like that's part of the reason they have the what is it, like 3 years before you can go?
Yeah,
You have to,
3 years
junior.
outside of college, outside high school.
Yeah, because
I
I
think
the
for
physicality is just, or the the level like that you got to get your body into is at like another.
Are you guys watching this Dallas Philly game? There's been 5 fucking
I ain't watching
turnovers.
that.
No,
There's
I ain't
been
watching that game.
5.
The
There's
NFC
been
East is a joke.
It
Yeah.
is, and in the first half
ain't watching
alone,
that.
there has been 5 fucking turnovers.
Yeah,
I ain't watching that game.
I just gave up on that.
I stopped. I didn't even watch football after the Ravens game. That's the only game I really paid attention to.
Sorry,
that Ravens
not-
game was
not
cap.
to-
I'm sorry.
But
Not trying to sidetrack it, but I literally just saw the 5th turnover of the game.
Man,
Actually, it might be coming back because I don't know if he caught that, but
yeah, my only argument with the whole thing was just to not risk injury. Like I understand the experience and the lack of physicality you're not gonna be ready for, but I look at like not to risk injury. You could be a freshman superstar and sophomore superstar, and then your junior year, God forbid, you get hurt.
Yeah.
there
Overall,
might.
Go ahead, Matt.
So in football and basketball, there's 5 or 6 guys who are able to go one and done and be successful. In football, there might be one guy every 3 years who can be successful doing that.
I mean, I get it. I get it. And
Trevor Lawrence is one of them.
Yeah, I get that. I just want to look at it as like, why not give them that chance? Because injury is real. Injury could really mess up drafts.
But
It is.
one thing
And my
I'll say,
thing is like,
how many freshmen do you see that have the draft stock of going like 1 year, like to make it worth it?
Trevor Lawrence
Like
was the
every
only
year.
person that was the only person that was like,
Jadeveon
okay.
Clowney was the other one.
So yeah, I mean, you see where he's at now.
That's true. Titans.
my thing is like I look at it like just like in the real world. Like if you're ready to go to work, and start making a living for yourself, if you're ready and you got the mindset that you're ready, you should have that opportunity. I feel like, and I'm speaking in sports in general, not just like football, but like when you're like ready to make that new transition into your life, like I mean, I feel like everybody should have that opportunity.
I feel you.
All
right,
like,
so we
just looking at it from a life standpoint.
We can talk about this more later, but when it comes to basketball, how I want them to approach the one and done is you can come right out of high school because all the one and dones they could go pro right out of high school, but if you go to college, you're locked in for either 2 or 3 years.
I agree.
That's how I want them. We'll talk about that later.
I agree. Yeah, for basketball, like you can come right out of high school and go to the league and play, but if you go to college, I feel like you should stay committed.
Baseball.
One,
do the
you're
baseball
get an
rule.
education, and
Basketball,
two, a lot of
you don't
people
have to go for
that
one.
stay in college a couple of years that come to the league, they perform pretty well.
To fix it, that's what you do.
You're saying you have to go for a certain amount.
Yeah, he's giving.
If you go to college,
2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
That's another discussion though. So let's table that.
I think the NBA would be a lot more competitive.
It would. And you look at the history of people that have stayed in college. Michael Jordan stayed for 3 years. Michael Duncan stayed for all 4.
Michael Jordan is an anomaly.
I was about to say, yeah, he was a different breed.
2 out of how many?
Tim
Magic
Duncan.
Well, look from
Larry.
look since Michael Jordan though, because before Michael Jordan, NBA guys didn't make enough money to make it worthwhile to go pro as a freshman.
That's true. I was thinking,
look after Michael.
Like, how long did Chris Paul stay?
3 years.
Was he one and done?
He was 3 years.
Oh, in college?
Yeah.
He was not one and done.
No, he wasn't a one and done.
I'm about to look this up on the internet.
Because Chris Paul was drafted the year after Melo and LeBron, but he is older than both by a year or two.
Yeah. But go ahead and write that one down. That's a good.
That's a good discussion.
Yeah.
We'll talk one and done basketball next time.
Yeah. So, all right. What's the next
one?
I
have to research that.
the next one is.
I think that's important.
Next one, we're going to have to talk about this, man. It's kind of interesting. I'm away from social media, so I don't pay attention to it. But what's y'all take on OnlyFans, man?
No opinion. I haven't paid enough attention to even have an opinion on that.
Man, I think
I don't really know about it either. But from what I'm thinking, like it gives a negative. It has like a negative bias towards. I feel like everybody thinks OnlyFans is just like sexual stuff, but I feel like there's more.
No, let me tell you this. No, let me put it this way. If I could put a picture of my feet on there and make a living without hang on, I dropped the damn camera, without going to work and walking on my feet into work, I'm gonna do some OnlyFans now. What?
Yeah, I mean,
put a picture of your feet and make a living. How is that possible?
Hey, some of these females are out here messing with people.
I'm gonna say females. Yeah.
Yeah, the females are.
But that's like the top crazy percent. I think, like unless you're putting like essentially porn on there, like you're probably not really making any money.
Even if you were looking at the porn, you're probably looking at the 100th of 100% of people who try and do it.
Hey, but it's a little money, and they advertising themselves. I mean, some people are making, and it's girls that's making thousands of dollars.
I think it's
that's girls. Like, how many dudes that are actually making a killing off of it? I know Tiger's got one, but
we're not talking about. I think we're talking about.
We're not talking about celebrities.
We ain't talking about no dudes.
I mean, okay. How many average guys like us doing OnlyFans that's actually making a living?
Bro, you think I'm on OnlyFans? I'm going to work.
Peacock?
No, I'm just playing. Chill.
I'm about to say Peacock on there?
Nah, chill.
I don't know Peacock. I guess one of our friends.
I know Peacock.
I think we can all.
Yeah.
I didn't know you knew him.
But nah, it's not it.
That's not it. I was just wondering, like, what y'all think?
What the hell he doing on OnlyFans?
Like I told y'all, Jordan Woods got that one. I was like, I'm gonna have to check that out.
I was like, don't you dare.
Nah, I just go to YouTube.
Crazy.
Go to YouTube and he buys it and then I check it out. But anyway, we're gonna start. So what do y'all think that social media is like the gateway to fame nowadays? Like
it is, and it's a very sad thing because it's such a toxic and just it was such a bad invention.
That's why I'm away from it now.
Social media?
Yeah.
Social media was a terrible
I feel like people use it for the wrong reasons.
Tell me why.
The internet in general, people use it for the wrong reasons. Like you have access to so much technology.
So Anna's teaching in a high school, so she talks about some of the things her students come to her with. Girls in high school nowadays, you know, if they're not getting 400 likes on a picture,
400.
Yeah, 400.
It's that severe. If they don't get that many likes on a picture, they're like, they think they are the most disgusting thing to ever walk the face of the earth.
It's like validation nowadays.
It's the instant gratification. It's not good, and then it's
but that's just fucking basic people though, man. Like the people who don't care about instant gratification and other people's likeness and XYZ, like those are them, like the. Go ahead.
You can't think about yourself here because we grew up where we didn't have social media.
Dude, I work at Charlotte Pipe, man. I don't think I'm the shit or anything like that.
No. But like we grew up knowing how to express ourselves without social media. Kids 5 years younger than us have no
They're
clue how to
born into
express
it.
themselves without social media. They've had
Dude,
social
do
media
you
their
not think that's part of their parents' fault?
No, it
I mean,
100% is.
Half the
But
time, parents don't even know what their kids are doing.
This is
Nowadays. Like,
it's just two different
I find that at
generations.
work. Like, there are people looking
Yeah,
at his big line through a social media website. I call their parents. They're like, my child did what? Don't call me again. I'm just like, a lot of the times,
Yeah,
like,
but
kids, they're doing this stuff on their own.
but as a
just more
parent
on
now, I feel like
technology.
as a parent now, I've only been a parent for less than a year, 8 months, 9 months. It's not that hard to monitor what your kid's doing once you have control and you're paying over top of it. You have every single bit of control over it. Like, I don't
wait. So the argument is you're well versed in using technology and understanding what your kids are doing to.
You're saying that people just a couple years younger than me, where their parents really are kind of in the middle of nowhere with it.
Like they
exactly.
don't understand. Like a lot of parents,
They don't understand it as well.
they don't understand how to use the technology to understand what their kids are getting into. When we have kids
with that because I don't see myself being a part of that group, and also I wasn't a part of that group. To begin with, like my parents weren't like that, but like I don't necessarily know how to resonate with how to fix that problem because I don't think it's gonna be fixed until we actually get there.
I don't think there is a fix to it. I'm just saying my opinion on social media is toxic, especially for people, a couple of years younger than us who grew up with social media being part of their lives from the moment they had a phone in their hand.
Oh yeah, kids grow up with tablets.
Yeah,
they come out the womb with tablets.
But talking to Anna, she's told me like, her high school students who are 7-8 years younger than us, they're not. You wouldn't think it's that big of a difference, but those kids, if they don't, if they aren't,
isn't Anna also isn't teaching in Middle Creek?
No. Well, Middle Creek, but so first off, Middle Creek, since we went to high school, now Middle Creek has a very big minority population. It is not the rich white kid school anymore.
Really? Oh man.
Because they Middle Creek.
they
Yeah, I've been out of Cary for a minute, boys.
Exactly, boy. I'm only a drive away too.
Wake County's been growing so much. They've opened since we were in high school. They've opened two or three new Apex schools. They've opened 2 new Fuquay schools. They've opened a new Holly Springs school.
Well, also,
so all the types of
those
kids are getting spread out now.
The types of classes and students that she's dealing with, is it not what what it was before, or is it like you're saying? Is it crazy skewed to one side?
So Middle Creek has a large Hispanic population now.
I'm just talking about the classes that you're dealing with, because you know of it being on a I know the teacher basis.
Well, first off, she teaches a elective technology course. So it's not like she's teaching remedial math or something like that. She's teaching an elective course, and she does get some kids who just get stuck in her class. So she is getting kids who aren't applying themselves.
I know my school right now.
Yeah, I know Cam knows, but
boy, Cam's interested.
The main thing though, Anna coaches basketball. Some of those girls on that basketball team, they post an Insta picture once a day. If it doesn't get 400 likes, in their mindset, they are the most hideous thing to ever walk the face of the earth.
Boy, what if I get like 100? I'm straight.
Exactly. I'm like, let's go.
That's the difference.
Let's go. I'm trying to post a meme like, oh, what's good? 30.
That's the difference nowadays, though. Like that.
I'm straight.
I like my own picture, boy.
You really do that? You like your own picture?
Hey man, you gotta get them likes, boy. You better stop playing.
I don't do that. That's simple.
All right, so we screwed past this. Social media really is that gateway. I guess it was like it's a new generation though. 'Cause I
It's a
guess right
drug.
now,
It's a drug.
It's hard to not speak for anything that's ours or our kids or anything because like we don't really have anything that's that close to us other than what Matt has described. So
He
I
did.
If y'all
think
haven't already seen
yeah,
the
it can
show,
be.
if y'all haven't already seen the show or the movie on Netflix, watch The Social Dilemma. It's a pretty interesting.
I've heard about it.
I've heard about it
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Me and my girl, we
never heard
watched
about
it. I think it was last week.
It's
Yeah,
about how
interesting.
toxic
It talks
social
about
media
the
is.
whole issue with social media and like artificial intelligence. It's really interesting.
All
Y'all should
right,
definitely check it
so
out.
this is I think last one. Which one was more impactful right now? No, we got
Don't
two
even
more.
get me started.
TikTok or Vine, boy. TikTok is blowing up, man.
Dude,
TikTok,
I'll-
TikTok is a little
I'll let
racist though.
them talk about this first before me. Go ahead.
Okay.
Y'all talk about. I don't really use TikTok as much, so I can't really speak too much on it. But
TikTok is a lot
yeah.
like Vine.
I'll probably go last. I'll go last, or
I'll let
somebody
Matt go
else.
before me.
I don't got much to say on this. I never got into the whole Vine thing.
What?
I didn't. But from my experience, Vine was, Vine maybe was more influential because it started the whole video like
Not
doing
influential.
What? Vine started the
No.
whole having videos on Instagram. To be honest with
Vine
you.
was
Yeah.
Vine was the 100% innovation for what everything is now.
But
right now, dude,
more
the amount of
more
people that are
impactful
on
is
TikTok.
More impactful is TikTok.
Oh my
How many
gosh,
people you know
dude.
got famous off of Vine?
Dude,
I'm trying to
Vine
think of
for,
the people.
Vine
A lot
for the
of
whole
people.
career wise, pretty much paved the path for whoever came off there onto YouTube
King Batch.
to wherever they are now.
Yeah,
King Batch, freaking what's the girl's name? Amanda Cerny, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, all of these people, man. The list goes on and on for
I thought it was
Vine
YouTube that made
for
Jake
who are
Paul
completely
and Logan.
successful. Well,
It was
dude,
Vine?
they started with Vine.
Yes.
It was Vine. Oh, I thought it was just YouTube.
And now TikTok, man. TikTok is like, if you want to actually figure out how to do something, you can actually find it on TikTok. Like they have a bunch of DIYs, which are do-it-yourselves videos. But like in terms of what was the original question? What's more? What?
What's more
It was more
influential?
influential.
So
I don't know.
two different things. Influential and impactful are different to me.
What's
Influential
or impactful?
I would say Vine because Vine kickstarted a lot of the video sharing on social media.
Ham, you said
That's for Snapchat too, I
influential
think.
or impactful?
I put in the question.
Influential.
Okay.
I say
Influential.
influential is
Vine.
Vine.
No. Vine created zero influence. What happened after Vine is what their influence came from. Now,
So you would go the opposite. You would say impact was Vine, influence was TikTok.
the stuff that Vine created had more of a ripple effect, but the things that Vine has to offer compared to, the things that TikTok now has to offer compared to Vine has a lot more involved because of the length of time. Because you can only post a 6-second video on Vine.
That's what I'm trying to say. I think Vine.
Like tell me what you can learn in 6 seconds.
I feel you. It was just the foundation of what everything's going on.
Yeah,
I feel that's what Matt's trying to say.
Vine was a foundation. TikTok has taken what Vine did
and
and perfected it.
But you can't take Vine past Vine. You have to keep it at that. If you want to take Vine to YouTube, then
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Because people from Vine, even people from Vine went to YouTube now are on TikTok. So if you want to take Vine, you have to keep it at Vine. You can't categorize them at YouTube. You can only keep them at Vine if you're gonna put it that. But I think Vine had the 100% ripple effect. Vine literally rippled into everything else, no matter what. I don't care what anybody else said. I don't think TikTok would be where it is without Vine.
Absolutely.
I don't even think Snapchat. I think before Vine, like after Vine, I think that's when Snapchat also started to get video. Because I think way back when Snapchat, you can only take photos, right?
Pictures.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you couldn't do
yeah.
recording.
Snapchat used to be
But
wild
no,
back then. Send that
no,
1 second pic.
TikTok is definitely insane what it has become though, because you got 16 to 18-year-old kids now who live in the Sway house and they're making like $4 million a year.
Yeah, they're TikTok famous. It's interesting.
And that's all they do. They literally don't go to school anymore. They sit at their house just making fucking videos all day, and they don't have to do anything else.
I feel you. All right, so I think we're going to the last real question before we hit the top 5, and this is just more of a relationship question. But for you guys, what is the deal breaker in y'all relationship? You know, I feel like we all, either married
What do you mean deal breaker?
or in a relationship. And Matt, congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Congrats on the engagement.
Congratulations.
But
Thank
what
you,
deal
boys.
breaker, as in like your
And
girl
now,
do this?
and now all of a sudden y'all leaving me behind, making me the only one that's not married.
Hey man, you'll get
No,
there
we
one
ain't
day,
leaving.
boy. You'll get there.
And now my
Bro.
girlfriend is looking at me like, oh.
The finger's
Nah,
still
yeah.
clean. The finger's still clean.
Oh man,
Oh, yeah.
y'all put the pressure on me.
Eric,
man.
to put it
Thank
in
you
simple
so
terms,
much,
man,
y'all.
I was just the first Viner out of us. I moved all the way through all the series. Now I'm good. And then Cam's married, and then Matt's the next Viner. You're
Matt,
the last
leaving me
Viner
behind,
without
man. Why you
a
doing this to
damn
me?
wife.
But
I'm
what's the
old.
deal breaker? Like, what is something that y'all girl would do that you would be like, oh, I'm out. Like, you start packing your stuff up,
Oh, that's easy. Easy for me. Cheating.
Okay.
Fat.
Minute you cheat, I don't do second chances.
I think other
I
than
might,
that,
I might still be your friend, but in terms of being in a
Friend.
committed relationship, I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah.
Nah, I think we all like that.
I can't
Even
because I can't
friends
trust
are
you
stretch,
anymore.
bro.
Because my
Yeah.
like my girl, she has guy friends, and I don't mind it, but I let her know, and I made it clear, like that's fine, But the minute you break that trust, if I have to wonder, like where you at or what you doing.
Yeah. Throw them shots. You're gonna have to shoot that gun that you got in the seat.
No, I don't need no
Go.
gun. I don't need to get violent. I just say like I'm done. I'm not gonna get my heart broken again.
I feel you, dog. Man.
Again, what was the first time?
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Let's go off the podcast for this.
I
Let's
know,
go off the
but
pod
it ain't
for
gonna
this.
be. It ain't gonna be a first. It ain't gonna be a second. It's not gonna happen.
All right, so Ben,
If it happens, then that's the last time it's gonna get broken.
All right, Ben, what
I don't
about
do
you?
second chances.
Man, I think everyone is in agreement with.
Oh yeah,
with
the cheating
cheating.
Oh yeah,
Like,
you cheat on me, it's gonna be a
Ain't
shit.
no way.
It's
But
over.
anyway,
I don't do second chances.
Yo, I know my son just bit me, man. About to slap him, dog. Never
I
mind.
feel that.
Anyway, so we're gonna go to our top 5, and how we run top 5 is we go around the board, take turns, and I give a topic. But once the category in that topic, we're gonna do top 5 movies all the time, right? The thing is here, you
That's gonna be
cannot
tough for me.
choose the same one that somebody else does.
Dang.
Really?
Yes.
All
All right. So Matt, you gonna start us off.
Top 5 movies.
Top 5 movies of all time.
I already know one of Matt's.
So I'm gonna go off the wall a little bit here, but One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Okay, so that's your first. All right, next.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wait. We're taking turns, as in Ben's going next.
Got you. Oh,
right.
Snake Draft.
Yeah, it's a draft. It's a draft. We good.
The Inception.
Okay. Eric?
Me? The Avengers series, that was really good and well put together.
What?
And I'm talking
Take
about
one. Take one.
You gotta pick one, dog. That's very general.
like-
all right.
movies.
Infinity War.
Okay, I'm gonna say Shawshank
I love
Redemption.
that. I love that movie.
I haven't
Okay.
seen Shawshank, but dude, my whole
Eric-
in-laws have
That's
seen
a good
it.
movie. Shawshank.
And like-
Cam, are you gonna get 2? Are we gonna do Snake Draft where you get 2 in a row, or am I gonna pick it up?
I'm gonna get 2, and it's gonna go back to Eric and the other way.
Sounds good.
All right, and I'm gonna have to go with the Blue People Avatar, not the Last Airbender.
The blue people. Okay, I'm up.
All right. Yeah, it's on you.
I'm up. Ooh, dang. Ooh. I'll go Independence Day. Will Smith.
Okay.
All right. Ben, it's on you.
It's on Matt.
No,
Isn't
it's
it?
on you.
It's
Oh,
on
it's
you.
on
Snake
me.
draft.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna have to say Elf.
Great one.
That was,
I
that
love
was
it.
good. That was a good pick.
My number 2, The Dark Knight.
Ooh.
Oh my
All right,
god.
That's
all right,
good.
Matt, you
That's
get
a
one
good
more.
one. You
I
stole
do get
mine, Matt. You stole mine.
My third one, and this is another off the wall one, but one of my personal favorites, The Princess Bride.
Oh my God!
That's a good one.
What? Anyway,
Have y'all
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
that? Have
too
y'all
much.
seen that? No, have
yeah, I
y'all
have.
seen that?
I'm just surprised that you said that.
I love
Dude,
that
I'm
movie.
gonna take it off real life motion pictures and take it to Moana.
Okay.
Who's next? Me?
Yeah, it's on you.
I'm gonna go with the dang. I like the whole series. IP Man, but I'm gonna go with the what is it? I think it was the third one that I enjoyed the most. It's an action movie.
Oh, the
Kung Fu.
when he went against Mike Tyson.
What's the one where it was Mike Tyson, but it wasn't that fight. It was the one where he went up against the other dude that
Oh
did
yeah,
Wing Chun.
that did Wing
That
Chun.
that was the best kung fu scene I've ever
That
seen.
was. All right, so it's on me. I got 2.
I don't know what y'all was talking about.
It Man.
It's
It's
a
on
kung fu
Netflix.
movie. You know Bruce Lee? Do you know who Bruce Lee is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically the story about like the guy who trained Bruce Lee. It's a good movie. You should watch it. I think it's still on Netflix. It's called
Yeah, it's
IP
on
Man.
it's on Netflix. All right, so I got 2. Sheesh, I gotta think about some movies now. I'm gonna go Lion King,
Yep. Which one?
the first one,
Okay.
and
Oh, yeah,
animated by the way, not the real
Animated.
life.
Yeah. That's
Dude,
what I was
the
asking.
real life
That's what
version
I was
The
sucked.
asking.
movie one was terrible.
So I was
And
asking.
this is me being biased, but this is my personal favorite movie of all time is Jumper. Because I want that movie to be
Jumper
real.
with Hayden Christian?
Yes, I want
The
that
dude
movie
that
to be
was,
real so bad. If we could just teleport.
That
man.
is an awesome power.
Yeah, that
Awesome
was a
power.
cool.
All right,
cool
Eric, it's
movie.
on you.
I'm up. Let's see. Aladdin. I'll go with Aladdin. Aladdin was a good movie.
Which one?
Animated,
Cartoon,
right?
animated.
Dude,
Okay,
I love I saw the real life version before I saw the anime version. And
Really?
I'll be honest, it's very difficult to change my opinion because the real life version, I'm used to the characters more than I am the motion picture one. So
Me solely because the genie was Robin Williams. Robin Williams will always.
Robin
yeah,
Williams
but dude,
is
Robin
I love
Robin
Will
Williams
Smith,
is a great actor, but he was not the guy growing up during our time, which is why it was hard for me to distinguish the fact that like Will Smith was lesser than Robin Williams.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
I do feel you.
I heard Will Smith did a decent job playing Genie.
He did.
But
It was
I grew up watching Aladdin, and I don't know. Robin Williams, like whenever I think Genie, like the voice I hear is Robin Williams. I can't picture Will Smith.
Well, the first time I seen it was with Will
playing.
Smith, which is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, but that's why, because you and I both, we saw it at different times. I watched it as a kid, and I just remember Robin Williams playing Genie. When the first time you watched it, it was Will Smith. So Will Smith resonates in your head. Robin Williams resonates in my head.
Got
So,
you.
yeah, that's understandable.
I get
it's
that.
on you. It's on you, Ben.
How many movies have we each gotten? What's that, 4?
You've gotten 4. I've gotten 3 because it's snake draft. So Ben's at 3.
I got
Ben's
4.
on his 4.
Okay. I got one more.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Ooh, good one.
I still have not seen that movie. Me and my girl are actually trying to watch it. Yeah, bro. Me and my girl are actually trying to watch that this weekend, but we couldn't find it. We had to rent it.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, it's worth renting. What you mean?
It's absolutely,
in my top
absolutely.
5.
Bro, I
It's
would
really
buy
good.
that, like, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. My number 4, Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back.
All right, and fifth one.
Getting Off the Wall, The Shining.
Okay.
Shining. Okay. Whew.
Ben, it's
I'm
on you. Ben, it's on Ben.
It's up.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Dude, I got three different options here. I got possibly The Revenant from Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yep.
or the Ocean series, which is also Leonardo DiCaprio, which is all the heist series of them,
Yeah.
I remember them.
or also Shutter Island.
Oh man.
Pick one.
I love the Leo movies.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to say Shutter Island's on that list.
Yeah, that was clutch.
Solid.
That was clutch. Oh, yeah, I got a good list, man. All right, Eric's on you.
I don't know. I'm still thinking about what my fifth is.
Dude, I think 4 of my 5 top were Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wolf of
Yeah,
Wall
you got
Street.
actors that you like.
Hey, Ben, I had 2 Jack Nicholson, so don't worry about it.
Hey, I was all
Man,
over the
it's
place.
just. I mean,
I don't know. Like,
even
I want to I'm thinking of movies that I like, but I don't know if they're my favorite. Like one of the
dude, they're
movies
all
that's
so
popped up
different,
in my head
man.
is Forrest Gump with
You watched
Tom
The
Hanks.
Revenant. You watched The Revenant twice. It's completely different.
Mm.
Feel you.
See, I fully went with my top 5. These are my 5 favorite movies.
Yeah.
It's
like if I were to, I look at it as like if you were to watch if you were to put these in front of somebody, these are what you want, someone to know like this is my stuff.
All 5 of those were different for me for like wanting someone else to see. Shutter Island, The Elf, Wolf of Wall Street, Moana. What was the first one I said?
Shit, we can
Inception.
Go back.
Inception,
yeah.
dude. Those are all completely different movies.
Hey, mine are all completely different. I got
so like it's not like I have everybody has a certain type. It's I think everyone like at least for Matt and my like a certain actor, dude, that can make the movie. I guess Leonardo DiCaprio is probably one of my favorite actors. So that
Jack
probably
Nicholson
makes a movie for me.
Yeah, Eric.
Jack Nicholson is absolutely one of my favorite actors.
I'm gonna go with Big with Tom Hanks. Have y'all seen the movie?
Yeah, go
Big?
one.
Yeah.
Go one.
All right.
Big.
All right, Cam, finish it up.
My last one, I'm going with Black Panther easily.
Oh,
Okay.
That was a
dude,
good movie.
fantastic
That's
movie.
tough. Like I got so many movies that I like, but it's just like I don't know if I could put them in like.
You gotta pick a
Dude,
top
no,
5.
I think
man.
Black Panther
I have
would
a
be
bunch
my
I
top
can name
5
off.
if I were to change it.
Yeah.
I would probably take Elf out and
I
put
got
Black
to,
Panther
man.
in.
I'm not playing no games, man. Black
I
Panther.
think that's the Avengers movie I've seen the most of.
Yeah, that's my next tattoo, by the way.
Yeah, like the whole series, like that's what I like. I hate that I couldn't pick like the whole like sort of Avengers series because each movie is so important to the story.
Dude, there's like
you have to watch
25
them
to
all.
the story.
You gotta watch
Yeah, that's all I was about to say. You can't just say the
Panther.
whole Avengers.
I know, but it was so
the
smart how they put it
Avengers.
together. Like you gotta watch Guardians of the Galaxy. You gotta watch Black Panther. Like they all play an important part of the story.
Even
Eric,
Ant-Man.
I picked out one Star Wars from 11 movies.
True.
Yeah, but the
They're
first
all
6 is really all that matters.
Yeah.
Matt, have you seen
Well,
Mandalorian?
no. I've seen most of the first season. I got one episode left in the first season, and then I got to start the second.
Yeah,
Well, the first 6 is really what matters.
Yeah, it's only one. It's only one episode. It's only one episode in the first season. The second season. It's not all that. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm not far behind.
Have y'all seen the new season of The Mandalorian?
I haven't. I'm actually going to start watching it. I'm going to catch up.
Yeah,
I can watch the second season.
I've seen it. It's all right.
I've seen
You
most
seen
of
the new season?
Yeah, it's all right.
Dang, how much have you binged in the last day?
Hey, man, I'm not doing much at work.
I'm about to say, man, it's COVID. Like,
I'm not doing much at work.
Bro,
right.
y'all gotta remember, for COVID, for me, doesn't mean that I'm at home.
I'm not at home either.
I'm working too. I'm about to say I'm working from home, and I'm on the phone. I have to be on a headset all day.
But I'm not at home. Period. I'm a factory.
All right, man. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. This is the Air It Out, the 919 Air It Out
Where'd Matt
podcast,
go?
and
I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah.
We better wrap it up, dog. You better come back.
Exactly.
You gonna come back? We gonna be gone.
Yeah.
I had to check.
Gonna
the time,
come back. He's gonna be like, hello.
Exactly.
I just had to check
the
time.
as if he didn't have a watch.
I don't.
Exactly. Well, guys, this is the 919 Air It Out podcast, and tell me what you got going on. What's your Instagram names? Go ahead and put yourself out there.
Man, Matt, tell him what's the Instagram looking like?
Dude, I don't even know what my Instagram handle is.
That's tough. I'm about to say, it's sad when
I actually don't know. I actually don't know the handle.
Brown 816. Hit me up with a follow. I don't have that many followers, but I would appreciate.
All right.
Following.
All right, Ben.
Matt, go ahead.
Bro.
Ben, just go.
Man, I don't need anybody to hit me up on Instagram.
Ben, I'm married. Please don't follow me. My followers.
Yeah, this beard is not as thick as it looks. I'll be honest with you.
It's all good, man.
Nah, I don't need anybody to hit me with a follow. Just do something nice for somebody in your life. I'll be honest. I don't need anything for myself. If you could do something nice for somebody in your life, do it for somebody.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Matt.
Dang, Ben, why you make me feel like an asshole now? Cause I
I got
so
much.
He talking about do something nice for somebody, and now he making me feel bad. Thanks
you
a
only
lot,
got
Ben.
you only got like 150 followers. You can use them.
Oh, you see, now he being me, y'all.
All right, Matt.
I don't have that many followers, bro.
All right, Matt. If you don't got social media,
No, I'm not. I honestly don't know my Instagram handle. I don't use social media like that, so I don't even know what it is. You could.
Hang on.
But
y'all want to follow Matt?
It's not that deep. Go ahead, Matt. Do what you got to do.
Matthew DeBryan.
Ultimately, it's a fun sports podcast for the most part. Just glad everyone can share their opinion and not get too upset at Cam.
Here you go.
I'm glad this turned into like a Trump Biden-esque type of thing.
No.
Everybody calling each other personal names or.
Oh no, it's not gonna be that.
If y'all want to vote, if y'all want to follow Matt, it's Matthew_DeBruyne25. That's MATTHEW_DEBRUYNE25.
All right. Well, that's the end of the podcast. And this was some good stuff.
Yo, Cam, hey, if anybody's listening, not that I would expect anybody to be listening right now. This is the first call podcast. Where can they find it at?
Yeah, I was gonna say where.
Definitely gonna put it on the Apple Podcast. Try to put it on Spotify. And honestly, I'm probably.
They find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I can put it on my channel too.
Yeah, put on. Yeah, I was gonna say you can put it on YouTube. My girl's probably gonna watch it.
Yeah, I can put it on my channel.
Cool.
What's up? I'm gonna try next podcast we have, if y'all let me back on, I'm gonna try to talk like 35% less than I did today. I feel like I talked a lot.
Right on,
man, you good.
That's the whole point of the
Trust
podcast.
Me, if anybody has something to say, we just gonna be cutting each other off till somebody shuts up eventually.
This is the first one. I'm glad it went well, and talking